guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another vlog. I hope you guys are doing so well. Today we are doing a Q&A. I put up a Q&A yesterday and asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram. You guys should definitely be following me on Instagram. But first, I'm hungry, so we're gonna go and get some food and then I'll get to answering the questions. I was gonna do my makeup today, but honestly, I woke up and I was so lazy, so I didn't. So we're going barefaced. My favorite place. I was able to find parking, so I'm not gonna sit outside so I can answer some questions while I eat. I just got back to the car. I got my bagel sandwich. I'm gonna eat it in the car. Let me get my table. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have not had this in so long. Let me try to put down. Oh, I am gonna get coffee somewhere else. Because there's this place that I've been really curious about, but I'll talk about that later. This is stunning. Can you guys see that? Oh my God. Stunning. I'm gonna pull up the questions here so that I can answer some questions as I eat. Like I always say about the Q&As, I always write down the questions as they come in. And usually I always collect kind of like the questions that are asked multiple times first. So one question I got a lot was, do I plan on getting a second dog? I think the idea, I love dogs. I love being around dogs. My best friend has 4 dogs. I myself have a dog. I think ultimately if the universe had its plan, I would be okay with a second dog. However, I do think that I would be okay without one because Clementine is a very particular dog and she is incredibly selfish and she is incredibly territorial. I guess what I'm trying to say ultimately is I'm not for it and I'm not against it. I'm like, if the universe says that's what I'm supposed to be doing, then that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But if not, I am okay with just having one dog for a very long time. I'm gonna get into this. Oh my gosh, the cheese looks like hair because it melted so funny. That is really funny and tripping me out at the same time. Yes, honey. Next question, do you see yourself having kids? I feel like I can see myself having kids, but I also can see myself not having kids. I love kids. My mom's side of the whole family loves kids. Like when we see kids, we are like, oh, can we hold your baby? Can we? Like we're just so happy, you know? Obviously, all respectfully. I'm not against kids and I'm not for kids. I am just very neutral. I want to give the world to my child. And if I can't give the world to my child when the world already fucking sucks, I don't want to bring them into this world selfishly because I want a baby, you know? So I'm very logical about it. I love kids, I do, but I can be surrounded by kids like other ways. I don't have to have them myself. So I don't know. I'll let you know when I like fall in love and want to get married and want to have kids then, but it can change. All of this will change. What I love about Q&As is even if I answer the same questions over time as the year goes by or years go by, I change my mind. Other people change their minds, you know? We learn or we experience new things and that's how we change our minds. So many cars. Next question is, what is your love language? So I used to be a words of affirmation galley. I don't think I'm words of affirmation anymore. The way that I receive love, I feel like when I was younger, I loved words of affirmation because I never really got it from my parents. Growing up, I wasn't ever told like, we're so proud of you, like you're doing such a good job. So I think because I lacked in that, I always wanted words of affirmation outside of my family. As an adult, I really value quality time or what is the action one? The like acts of service. However, I would like to say that I'm an excellent love language giver. I feel like I am really good at like taking care of like all of the love languages when I give love because I feel like that's the best way to give love, you know, just everything, like one big package. Next question is, what are your spiritual beliefs? I'm a Christian. I don't think I'll ever not be a Christian because I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for us. So that's just like, that's like my internal belief. But I have not found a church that I want to attend. I feel very like, it's just the way that I grew up with religion is so different from the way that I'm understanding it now. I'm a lot more spiritual than I used to be. And I used to think that it was going against my Christian beliefs, and that's why I wasn't allowed to be spiritual. But I think that they're all intertwined. All anyone needs to know is I love God and God loves me, and that's all that matters. What is your interior design style? I have a board on Pinterest with like kind of like all of the things that I like. It sucks because I really want like a, I don't know the name. Is it Scandinavian? Maybe not. Hold on, let me pull it up. So this is the vibe that I love. Hopefully you guys can see that. Countryside, very if you guys haven't watched It's Complicated with Meryl Streep in it, her home in that movie, beautiful. I'm a little bit more modern than that. Like I feel like she still has like a cottage. It's very homey vibes, but the interior I would still do extremely like super like simple, modern. But I love the like textures, like the bricks. Like I love this for a bathroom because of the tiles on it are so freaking cute. You get what I mean? That would be like the base of it. But then sometimes I like decor that looks very much like this. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Chairs that look like this. Also like disco balls and other random things. Like I also love, I don't know what this is, but I saw it and I thought it was so pretty. So that's kind of a mixture of like all the things that I really like. I'm gonna finish my sandwich and then I'm going to go over to Microdose Coffee. Actually, let me Google it right now. There's a drive-through. I remember Kim and I went once to Coffee Dose of coffee. No, dose. What is it called? Because it's not Microdose. Microdose is, maybe it is. No, Microdose is their not carpool, drive-through. But anyways, Kim and I went once. We got their matcha. We didn't like it, but I think that was our fault because we didn't ask for sweetener. I just thought that a lot of cafes usually ask if you want sweetener in it. So they didn't. And so we assumed that their matcha was going to be sweet and it was not. So I want to go back again and see if it's good because a lot of people love it. And I'm like, I don't see what you're seeing and I want to see what you're seeing.
Look how cute it is. Anti-bitch serum. How freaking cute.
Oh my gosh, it looks so cute. So I asked for it sweetened. She said that the matcha latte alone comes unsweetened because it's just ceremonial grade matcha. So you can add sweetener. I think she said there's like vanilla, something lavender, something rose, different options. I opted for, she said that there's this matcha called Marigold. Please don't quote me, just ask them. They'll most likely tell you. She was so nice about it. I got the Marigold matcha, which is rose or lavender infused. I asked for the lavender infused. I may also be completely wrong. It may be a together thing and I'm just making it up. But she said this one is kind of sweetened on its own. So I'm really excited to try it. It says anti-bitch. Hold on, my face is in the way. Just kidding, not bitch, witch serum. Oh, for Halloween? Because I think it's originally bitch. I'm going to taste it. Wow. Okay, I know this is kind of odd, but it tastes like what Whole Foods smells like. Very organic. So somehow I ended up at IKEA, but I'm just using their parking spot. I was exiting the Microdose Coffee drive-through and the exit is literally, you can only do a right turn, and it was right by the 55 entrance and it was not cute. So I literally turned out and was waiting and then realized that it was fully clear. So I took it, but then their light turned green. So I was literally racing them to make sure that I wasn't in anyone's way. Anyways, long story short, I ended up on the the 55, so I had to just take it. And then I was like, okay, I just need to find the nearest spot so I can stop and talk and drink my freaking matcha with you guys. I want to continue some more questions because I have a lot of questions to get through. Next question, I get this question always, and I get various different forms of it. So when are you moving? Are you moving? When is it time? Blah 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 blah. I do have an update for you guys because I told you and I promised you that I would update you guys. I am now taking moving a little bit more seriously. I put it off for a while because I could, and now that I am kind of ready, I'm starting to look. I just went apartment hunting a few days ago, and yes, I did take you guys along. That vlog will be up, I promise. I've started taking it seriously, but not that seriously. So I'm giving myself grace. I told myself that 30 was my year. So I know it's happening this year, like in my 30s, not 2024, but like in my 30s before I turn 31, because I would like to be moved in and settled before I turn 31. Like I want to celebrate my birthday in peace. I feel like that's not a concrete answer for you, but it's a concrete answer for me. I am taking my time this year. I'm going to find the apartment that works for me. I'm going to share everything that happens with you guys. You guys know that, of course. I'm not going to do it alone. I would never. Describe my ideal man. My ideal guy would be, one, I would really appreciate it if he's tall, but obviously if I fall in love with a short king, then I fall in love with a short king. I don't physically and mentally think that I would fall for someone who is like shorter than me, but if it happens, it happens. I'm not particularly for it or against it. I'm very indifferent about it, but I am very attracted to guys who are tall, so hopefully that works out. I hope that he's nice. I hope that he like mirrors who I am and what I stand for. And just, I am very kind to people. I am very, you know, I have manners and those are very important to me. I'm very respectful because that's important to me. Like I wouldn't end up with like a jackass because I would not want someone who is a jackass, you know? I also have specifics like I grew up the older child. So I don't know if you guys have seen that theory. My cousin told me the theory at first, but the theory of like how older children go with like younger sibling children. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just matches because you guys take care of each other's needs that way. It's funny because it's so true. As an older child, I'm very like, I get my shit together and I do what I need to do and I do it ASAP pronto and I do it right and like all of these things because I'm oldest and I'm like 8 years older than my brother, so I took care of everything. But I also want a guy who can do that for me, but at the same time I also want a guy who knows that I have problems and I'm a control freak, so he lets me think that I'm taking care of it, but he takes care of it for me. I want to be taken care of without being asked or to do so. I can do it myself, but if I can meet someone who can do those things for me before I get to the point of having to do it myself and do it right, then all's great. That would be amazing. Someone asked, is your dad still allergic to dogs after having Clementine? He is still allergic to having dogs. So oftentimes when she is like towards the end of the month before she gets groomed, he definitely sneezes a little bit more. It also depends on like his condition, the weather condition. The allergies are just a little crazy, but he's definitely gotten really good at it. He also doesn't hate me for it anymore. Like I feel like in the beginning, if I left her with him, he would just kind of be like, Actually, you know what? I take that whole thing back. He never watched her. He only watches her now every so often, or every so often she'll come up to him and like cuddle him and he'll allow it. I think it's so freaking cute. He is allergic to other dogs. It's so sad to me because if I did move out and get a second dog, I don't think the second dog would ever get as close as Clementine is to my dad. My dad is very anti-animals. So the other day, Kim and I went to TJ Maxx and I got Clemmy a new toy and she's actually been really liking it and actually like playing with it, and she's trying to get the fishies out. I'll show you guys after she gets the fish out. I'm surprised she's actually still playing because usually you guys know her, she like gives up midway. You almost got it, baby. You did. I saw it. I saw. I helped. I'm sorry. Is it not that one? You wanted the other one? Wait, isn't there a worm around here? Look, your worm is here too. Oh my gosh. I love when they make dog toys into like human normal things. She's like having a hard time. She's like not understanding how to, or maybe she likes the bag. I don't know. Anyways, it's so cute. Hey, can I show our friends? This is a little pail and it says gone fishing and there's a fish in it, right? There's a fish in it. Okay. And then there's another fish in it. And it also comes with a worm. I'm gonna make her work for it again. She's gonna be pissed. We are out for a walk with Clementine. She's so excited. I am actually starting a challenge. If I can walk her and commit to walking for 2 weeks, I'm going to buy a stroller for her so that I can take her on longer walks, because she can walk like maybe a maximum a mile. She can if she wanted to, but after that she is a small girl, so I do want to get her something that's a little easier. So I would walk her a mile and then stick her in her stroller so that I can go even longer. We are back from our walks. I just took a nice shower. I feel so cleansed, so clean. I am going to continue my skincare. I already started on some of them. I already put on my toner, my hyaluronic acid, and my gel. I'm just gonna continue and also continue with some of the questions. What is your go-to self-care routine after a stressful day or week? I feel like my skincare is a big part of my routine, and taking a shower for sure. I feel like that's the first thing. I would either pick up something that I love eating so that you can eat something yummy, because yummy food always makes people happy. So, yummy food, a shower, skincare, a good movie, and I'm back into wine. And I'm not gonna lie, I would need my Benjamin. Yeah. That is definitely my go-to. I want to be unbothered. Next question is, what advice would you give to your 25-year-old self coming from a 25-year-old? I think the only advice I would give you, as if I was giving my 25-year-old advice, is to continue the journey of learning about who you are, what you like as a person, what you stand for as a person, what you believe in as a person. Because I feel like the more you learn about who you are, you have a better just understanding, and that way you can put your best foot forward in any relationship to come. Whether that is in the form of work or a romantic relationship, a friendship. How do you tell your best friend that your paths are different and should part ways? That's really hard. That's like really, really hard. I wouldn't know how to handle that either. I totally understand why you're having a hard time. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. Hold on, let me read the question again. How do you tell your best friend that your paths are different and should part ways? Hold on, let me ask some questions just to get like the ball rolling. One, do you want to work on the friendship? Is there any way that you want to mend it? What if you tell her and she had no idea and she wants to work on the friendship? Or are you like completely done? If you're like completely done, I would just honestly tell her, be like, hey, I think that you and I have had a great set of months, years of friendship, and I just feel like at this time we are not really aligned anymore, and I hope that one day we will become aligned again, unless you don't want to be friends with her. But right now I feel like I need some space to grow and do some stuff on my own. I think it's gonna hurt no matter what. No matter how honest you are, no matter how much you like sugarcoat it, it's still gonna hurt. So just say your honest truth, be kind about it, be respectful about it, and move on. She'll mourn, you'll mourn, but you'll either work it out or things will change in your favor. Last question is, I got a few questions about my skin, so I just wanted to go over my skincare. So this is my evening skincare routine, and I'll link everything down below, but this is what I go in with right after my skin is clean. This is the Sun by Me Miracle Toner. I love this toner. I have gone through This is probably my 5th one. Then right after that, while my skin is still wet, I go in with the hyaluronic acid. You want to apply your hyaluronic acid when you have damp skin because that's how your skin absorbs it the best. And then I let these sit for about a minute because you want your skin to absorb each product. So then about 30 to 60 seconds later, I go in with my La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Gel B5. This is amazing stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. After that, I go in with my moisturizer. This is the Dr. Alfie 345 Relief Cream. I really like it. Also, a lot of my skincare is Korean. I love this cream. It is not like a cream where it's like thick and sticky. It's still pretty light in my opinion. I love her. I think I'll continue to repurchase her. After I let the moisturizer sit, I go in with the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. It is the balm version. These go hand in hand. And I take the smallest pea size, rub it together, warm it up, and just pat it into my skin, just kind of like sealing everything in. And then that's pretty much all I do. For spot concealing, I love using the Hero patches or the Ollie patches. I also discovered this new thing, and it is the most amazing product in this entire world. This is by Dinner. I think it's Dinner. Diner Cosmetics. It is a BioClean drying lotion, and it is everything. I love her. She is everything to me. I put her on whenever I feel like an underground pimple, and then literally the next day she's gone. It is the best thing that has ever been created, and I have used a lot of drying lotion, so you might think like, oh, Michelle, we've already done this. Like, it doesn't work. This one does. This one does. I've used a lot. Trust me. Look at my skin. I've done a lot. This one freaking works. I promise. I'm going to go feed my dog dinner. I should also probably look for something to eat too. I didn't find anything to eat, but I also didn't look very hard. But I did find some wine because I got some wine the other day with my brother from Target. I have some more questions. How do you set your intentions when you go out on your solo dates? So when I do my date nights, I do them because I don't know, I want to treat myself. If I'm not going on dates with anyone else, why wouldn't I go and take myself out? And I want to go to restaurants and like try certain foods. That's something that's really important to me. Even though I am doing things that I could do on a normal day, even doing certain errands, if I make them a part of my date night, it's not as like stressful. It's just more like, oh, I'm going shopping and also getting errands done at the same time. Like, it's a slower pace for me. And it's all intentionally instead of just like go, 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 go. I also like to take some time and actually plan it to a certain extent, like know where I'm going to eat or have an idea what I want to do, because you guys have seen some failed ones where if I don't put a lot of thought into it, I just get into it and completely just end up feeling a lot more stressed than it is enjoyable. How's dating life going? If that exists for you, dating is so hard. I totally agree. It's so hard. I got a few questions on the dating. I'm not dating at the moment, but I thought, would you guys be interested if I did like a dating series? Should I actually like go out and like date? I wouldn't show you like a picture of the person or tell you their real name, but I would nickname them or something and like start a, I don't know. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. Following the dating question, would you date someone who has a child? I feel like at this point in my life, I'm sure I can meet a lot of gentlemen who don't have children, but I also think that I'm at an age where a lot of like failed marriages or relationships probably happen. In a perfect world, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. However, I am very cautious. I don't want to be a part of drama. If he has like baby mama drama in any way, I probably would get the ick and leave because that would leave me so dry. Like, I'm not interested. Like, if the baby mama is crazy, but you're normal but you're still like somehow allowing her to bother you, then you're bothered. And I don't want anything to do with that. So as long as there's no like drama and everything's fine, then yeah, totally. Last question in this section is, did an event or experience shape you to be the person you are today? I think a lot of different experiences have made me who I am today. I think I went through a lot body image wise with my family. Educationally, I went through a lot with my family. family, wow, I went through a lot with them. That took up like 8 years of my life, and I think I blacked out for 8 years of my life because I have no recollection of that time. It's crazy what the brain does when it feels that it needs to protect you. And then in my mid-20s, something pretty traumatic happened. I also went through a few different, I don't know how to talk about that. A lot of personal things happened. I don't know if I'll ever get to talking about it because I don't talk about it with a lot of people, and it's very personal and it's very traumatic, and I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of growth with it, but I don't know how to like talk about it. A lot of things definitely have happened to me that were very traumatic that have shaped me into who I am now, but I'm very proud of who I am now. I am a glass in, so feeling good. I don't know how these answers are gonna go. Please forgive me. I'm also in my 30s and single. By the way, girl, not that 30s is old at all. It's just I'm not used to being called 30 yet because I just turned 30, and it gave me a wake-up call. When I read that, I was like, oh my God, I'm in my 30s. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Even though I'm a baby in my 30s, I'm still in my 30s. Oh my God. Do you ever think love just isn't gonna happen for me? When I read that, the first emotion that I felt was immediate sadness, because I was like, why do you feel that way? And then I kind of had to take a step back, think about it, and I was like, I guess I would put it that way too. And then because of your question, I felt empowered, and I feel like I totally have felt that way. You're not alone. I think it just always feels like I'm not good enough, or I'm so unwanted, or so unloved. And none of those things are true at all. For myself, I had to remind myself that I am living a happy life. I have to think about the little things. I am able to financially provide for myself and my child, even though she's a fur child. I am able to provide and do things for my family and do things in my friendship and live an abundant life. And love in a partner, it is only going to add to my life. My biggest focus these days have just not been thinking about it at all. I don't think about dating. Whenever I want to get back on the apps, I get back on the apps. Whenever I'm sick of it, I get back off. Whenever the timing is right with whoever I talk to in that moment, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. If it's not, it's not. And I don't need to think harder than it needs to be. And I know that those are the exact words that I would have punched anyone for saying, but it's so true. I know my timing right now is to make a shit ton of money so that I can provide for myself, and that's all that matters. I feel for you, but a relationship doesn't define you. So don't worry about it. Try not to think about it. Put your focus on something else. Second to last question is, growing up in a Korean household, has there been opinions about, I think the question's a little wonky, but I think it's talking about like body weight and how I deal with like my Korean family having an opinion about my body weight. I went like 2 years of no contact with anybody in my family, given it was COVID, but my parents would have never allowed it regardless. So I'm surprised that I was able to do that, but I wasn't around them. And that was also the time that I openly put out on the internet that my grandmother has called me fat multiple times, and she still does. I'm still holding a grudge on her, actually, because just a few months ago when I saw her, she said something. But at the end of the day, my family, Korean culture, very brutal culture when it comes to appearance. They have such high standards when it comes to looks and just appearance. So it's just rooted in our culture and our society. I think a lot of the times I have a hard time adjusting because I'm so American. And at the end of the day, I've had conversations with my mom, and I am just at a point where that is my grandparents' way of caring. There are days when I am willing to accept that, and there are days where I am more uptight and I stand for my happiness and my peace, and so I don't go around them. You choose your battles. If they are too much for you and they are hurting your feelings and you think that you've explained yourself well enough, because I fight with my mom all the time because I'm like, I don't want to be around my grandmother because of X, Y, and Z and things like that. But at the end of the day, they are Korean. I am Korean American. I have a mixture of different cultures. They do not see it as a way of like hurting me. They think that they're helping me. So the more I understand their side, the better I can just articulate my feelings and how I want to go with it. Hopefully that helps you. Maybe my experiences and just talking about it will help you guide your way with your family. I know it's really hard. You don't have to listen to it if you don't want to. If you want to walk away when they are being disrespectful to you, then you are allowed to walk away. Last question. I left it last because I thought it would be a great way to wrap it up because this is my first Q&A in my 30s. What is next for Michelle? New goals, plans, anything you want to achieve? Before 31, I'll definitely be moved out. I would love to get back on my fitness journey. Taking Clementine was not the move, so I'll be doing it alone from now on. I think the main goal for myself is really to deep dive into what I want to do and how I want to further my career and start looking into that. I think that's all for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for your questions. I love answering them. I'm going to finish the last sip of wine and then go to bed. I hope you have a great night or whatever time of day it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like it, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye!